You, working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
Oh, well. I'll leave you be then. Good night, John.
Good night, Jimmy.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times John Wick went beast mode. For this list, we're looking at those scenes from Chapter 1 to Chapter 3 where the one who you send to kill the boogeyman goes absolutely berserk. Obviously, spoilers will follow. What's your favorite John Wick action scene? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. John makes a pencil disappear. John Wick, Chapter 2. This beloved sequel sees Santino putting a hit on John Wick for the sum of $7 million.
He tell you not to do this. He did warn you.
Many people are dumb enough to take the offer, which is unfortunate. For them, that is, not Wick, of course. Thus commences a brutal montage depicting countless hitmen attempting to kill John, including a sumo. Naturally, he's able to get the upper hand on every single one of them, even after being shot multiple times by a violin-playing assassin. The best fight of them all sees John taking on two goons using nothing but a pencil. It is violent stuff, but it also proves the sheer creativity and adaptability of Mr. Wick. Number 9. John vs. Shinobi. John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. The third entry in the John Wick series sees the adjudicator using a Japanese assassin named Zero to kill John and Winston. Zero's pupils are known as the Shinobi, and they engage in a terrific martial arts fight with John. John is equipped with nothing but his leather belt and hands, whereas the Shinobi wield various knives. It's no matter. John tosses the Shinobi around the room like they're ragdolls before suplexing them through the glass floor. It's an incredible fight scene, proving that Wick is just as capable with his hands and belt as he is with a gun. Number 8. Horsing Around. John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum. Chapter 3 opens in spectacular fashion, complete with a horse chase through the streets of New York? Sure, why not? After being labeled excommunicado, John is forced to fight various assassins inside a horse stable. He makes great use of his surroundings, even the horses themselves, to emerge victorious. He then engages two motorcycle riders on a chase through the streets of the Big Apple, only to send them careening into vehicles. We bet that fans never thought they'd see John Wick using a horse to kill people. Then again, the first two movies didn't feature horses. Is there anything this man can't or won't use as a weapon? Number 7. Art Museum Fight. John Wick, Chapter 2. After meeting the Bowery King, John is directed towards an art museum in the hopes of finding Santino. Find Santino he does, and it results in a gunfight for the ages. John begins the battle with 7 headshots in rapid succession before stealing a goon's gun and delivering even more damage. The ensuing gunfight sees John throwing himself down a flight of stairs, tossing empty guns at people's heads, shooting opponents through walls, and mowing down dozens upon dozens of nameless gunmen. Also taking place at the museum is the visually stunning mirror scene, in which Wick faces off against Santino's security enforcer played by Ruby Rose. The entire museum sequence is sheer and unrelenting action, and it was at about this time that fans saw the full extent of how unstoppable John could be. Number 6. Revenge on Yosef Tarasov, John Wick. The first John Wick film might seem tame when compared to its successors, but it still contains its fair share of beast mode Wick.
Cool it, cool it, cool it, cool it, cool it. John! Hey, where is he?
After learning of Yosef's location through his father Viggo, John storms the compound using a garrote and sniper rifle.
Get down, get down!
He takes out numerous bodyguards with the rifle, blows up their escape vehicles, and shoots Yosef in the stomach. Then he simply strolls up to Yosef in what's arguably the most badass slow-motion walk ever captured on film before executing him mid-sentence. This is John at his most strategic, planning out Yosef's murder to absolute perfection. It's also John at his most vengeful, as evidenced by the cold glare he gives to Yosef's corpse. Number 5. John versus Viggo Tarasov, John Wick. With the help of Winston, John learns that Viggo is escaping the city via New York Harbor.
Shit. God damn, I knew he'd come.
John travels to the harbor and disengages Viggo's SUV. He uses his car and gun to dispose of various goons before engaging with Viggo himself.
No more guns, John. No more bullets.
No more bullets.
This confrontation sees John at one of his most badass, as he allows himself to be stabbed in the gut just so he can break Viggo's arm, take the knife out of his stomach, and use it against Viggo. Now that takes true dedication, and it proves just how far John is willing to go to gain the upper hand. This is why it's unlikely anyone will ever defeat him. Number 4. Antiquing, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. The beginning of John Wick 3 consists of non-stop action. Aside from the aforementioned horse fight, the movie also contains a stellar sequence inside an antique shop. John is accosted by various assassins, most of whom are smashed into glass displays filled with weapons. Things get even better once antique knives are brought into the equation. Dozens of knives whiz through the air and into various body parts. And John is even able to disarm one killer by throwing a knife into his wrist. It's one of the most extreme fights in the John Wick series, complete with some savage kills and injuries. By the third movie, John most assuredly was not messing around. Number 3. Battle of the Continental, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
You, Jonathan, do what you do best.
What's that?
Hunt.
After meeting with the Elder, John vows to kill Winston and is allowed to return to New York. However, John refuses to follow through, and the Continental is proclaimed deconsecrated by the adjudicator. Zero and High Table accomplices storm the hotel, leading to an all-out war. Winston throws on some classical music while John gets to work, effortlessly gunning down dozens of High Table enforcers. Despite being heavily armed and armored, the High Table is no match for John's expertise and relentless attacks. John is quite legitimately a one-man army throughout this exciting sequence, and watching him work is a thing of beauty. Number 2. The Casbah Shootout, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. John goes to Casablanca seeking help from ex-friend and ex-assassin Sophia. She begrudgingly brings him to meet her ex-boss, where Barada shoots one of Sophia's dogs after she refuses to hand it over. Sophia in turn wounds Barada, kickstarting what is arguably the biggest shootout of the entire series so far.
You shot my dog.
I get it.
We gotta go. Now.
Countless goons accost both John and Sophia, but they are able to overcome Barada's forces with the help of Sophia's dogs and some expert shooting. This is like watching someone play a video game with the invincibility cheat on, as neither John nor Sophia is seriously wounded, or even hit for that matter. The closest John gets to being hit is the little reload break, but even then he's able to reload his weapon faster than his opponents can and take them out. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. John versus Ms. Perkins, John Wick. John defeats Perkins in a hand-to-hand following a sneak attack. Mustang Chase, John Wick Chapter 2. John tears through Tarasov's men with his Mustang. Catacomb Fight, John Wick Chapter 2. John does his thing against Santino's enforcers. John vs. Zero, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. John one-ups his self-proclaimed admirer in the glass room.
That was a pretty good fight, huh?
Yeah.
Library Attack, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. John breaks Ernest's neck with a book. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Red Circle Nightclub Shootout, John Wick.
Are you here on business, sir? Afraid so, Francis. Why don't you take the night off?
The nightclub shootout sees the hitman at his typically unstoppable self, but this action sequence holds a special place within the John Wick series. For one thing, this was the first time that viewers got a real glimpse of what an unyielding force of nature John was, plowing through dozens of bodyguards without breaking a sweat. It certainly was an eye-opener, and it established John as a true professional/killing machine. Furthermore, it also saw John at his most dedicated and ticked off, as he storms through the red circle in the hopes of reaching Yosef and avenging his poor dog. This scene shows an angry man on a mission, showcasing John at peak beast mode. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.